Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters, and they're going to be channeling through messages and healing frequencies for any illness or ailment of the throat chakra, the throat, the neck, the esophagus, vocal cords, thyroid disease, illness, cancers, anything having to do with the throat and that neck area. So this could include the cervical spine, spinal cord, spinal nerves. So initially I was going to do one just on thyroid issues, but when I went to channel, I was getting that they're going to bring through frequencies for anything in that area. So it's all a combination, and what they're doing is they're tapping into like different frequencies from past lifetimes and giving messages about why maybe an illness was created, and then they're channeling through healing frequencies for that. So when you listen to it or watch it, you'll receive those healing frequencies. If you listen to it or watch it more than once, you'll receive the next layer. So once you integrate one layer, then another layer will be integrated with your next viewing. Now, I don't claim to diagnose, heal, cure anything. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not a replacement for medical treatment. Go see your doctor if you have any type of illness or disease. So this is energy healing, and if you're open to receiving, all you have to do is say, I'm open to receiving, and you'll receive. To get your physical body's consciousness on board with you to speed up the healing process, you can do a couple of things. I had mentioned in the last video to look at a picture of what that area would look like in perfection. So since we're talking about the throat, like look up what the esophagus looks like, what the vocal cords look like, what the tonsils look like really get a good detailed vision of what the inside of your throat looks like. Or if it's something you have spinal cord or like maybe a stiff neck or something, and it's like a vertebrae. So look up what a vertebrae would look like, or the spinal cord, spinal nerves. So get a good visual picture to tell your subconscious and your brain, this is what I want my body to look like in perfection. So now the brain's on board with you. You can also write down anything that is associated with that. So if you have hypothyroidism, write the word hypothyroidism, because everything has a vibrational frequency. So words have a vibrational frequency. Every letter has a vibrational frequency. So if you write down the word and you hold it in your hand before you watch the video of the channeling, it's your subconscious is saying, okay, I know what frequencies you're talking about that you want to be healed because you're holding it. So you're telling your subconscious, these are the frequencies that I'm holding in my hand. I wrote it on a piece of paper. Hypothyroidism, throat chakra. If you know any emotions associated with it, maybe like fear of speaking your truth or something, you could write that down. So you're just telling your brain, this is what I want you to go heal, and I want you to balance the vibrational frequency of these words for my highest good, or for the highest perfection of my physical body. You can write down the word physical body's consciousness so that you're connected more with that. So whatever you feel, just go on your intuition and then watch the video. I'm going to do more videos on these, like with different systems in the bodies, maybe one on cancer, one on weight, gastrointestinal issues. So over the next few months, I'll be doing a few of them. Now, this is just, it's always your body healing itself. So it's always what you're open to receiving. It's not how they channel the frequencies through. It's what you're open to receiving at that time. So if you're open to receiving healing frequencies, all it's doing is changing fear-based emotions back to love. And then the body releases the block. And then the subconscious says, okay, we can go heal it now because you've let go of the emotion. So this is like energy healing, the same as you would do like Reiki session. So I know a lot of you do healing sessions already. So this is just another kind of tool to add to it. I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Oh yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We welcome you all. Oh, there are many watching this that may feel a tightness in the throat at this time. This is us bringing through frequencies to transmute fear back to love. If you're open to receiving, state you're open to receiving. There is nothing there is nothing to fear. We are showing our channel the connection from the head to the heart, and the throat and the neck is in between the head and the heart. Is this the pathway? Is this the pathway between speaking from your head and speaking from your heart? There was many blocks in the throat chakra, as many are on planet Earth, and they are beginning to speak their truth. They are learning how to speak from their heart instead of their head, and at times this is uncomfortable. It is not comfortable, as they have been used to speaking from their egoic consciousness. When one begins to speak from the heart, there would be an ego battle, and it blocks, and we would say many emotions get trapped in the throat chakra. This would be that one is learning to speak from the heart instead of the head. We are transmuting fears around speaking your truth at this moment. I know that I have my power, and I know that I know what I want to say to this person, but at times I go to speak it and the wrong words come out. We would say it is most beneficial to stop criticizing oneself for this. It is that you are learning a new way. There are many that are saying, I'm going to speak up, and they may blurt something out, and then they criticize themselves, which causes more disharmony in the body. We would say that as one is learning to speak their truth, when one blurts out something that they didn't mean to say, but we would not use that terminology. We would say that it was meant to say. You were observing this as something I didn't mean to say, but it is what that everything's always in perfection. You cannot get it wrong. If words blurted out that you did not intend, it was meant to be. Only observe this. Do not judge it. It is your spirit stepping into its truth. It is you learning how to speak your truth. Be gentle on oneself. There are many that are criticizing oneself for when they speak, or they are having stutters, or they are, we would say that most of the time when someone is saying the wrong words, it is fear of being judged. That is a reflection shining back at you. It is a reflection. If I go to speak to this person and I trip over my words, it is only a self-judgment. We would say to stop trying to think of what you're going to say next. Be present, and do not be afraid of others judging what you say. Everything you say is imperfection. It is the self-criticism reflecting back to you. When one is afraid that someone's going to judge them when they speak, it is because you're still judging yourself. We would say, stop judging yourself. Tell your inner child what a beautiful voice they have, and every time they speak, they are in perfection, and that you are proud of them for, we would not use the terminology proud. One moment, please. That when you hold your inner child, tell your inner child that what they say is always in perfection, and do not criticize them anymore. Tell them that what they say is perfect. We would say that it is perfect because they said it. It is something you spoke. How could it be anything less than perfect? You are consciousness. Begin to observe when you are afraid to speak. What type of people are you around when you are afraid to speak? Many are seeing the superior ego as something to fear, and we would say it is time to speak your truth. There are many lifetimes when you did not have a voice. We are showing Tara lifetimes when one did not have a voice. This is causing many thyroid issues, and we would say voice box issues. There are many that are having laryngitis, or difficulty speaking, difficulty swallowing, difficulty with choking when they eat. There are lifetimes of poison that we are showing Tara, and of being poisoned. The fear of being poisoned, we are transmuting fears back to love around this at this time. We would say to, when you eat, watch and observe your thoughts. We are showing Tara there are many that they're running the program that when I eat or when I swallow, it is when I eat or when I swallow, it is going to kill me. It is going to harm me. It is going to be detrimental. Many of you were food tasters for royalty, and when you would taste the food, it would be to make sure it wasn't poisoned before it was fed to the queen or king. Many of you were poisoned by people that you trusted. This is where the trust issues are coming in at this time. We would say, as you are eating, observe your thoughts. You will notice after this video, there are a few thoughts that weren't brought to your conscious awareness until now, that there is a fear of being poisoned. We would say to change these beliefs. You can do this by, as you eat, chew your food slowly, and talk to yourself in saying that everything I eat is for my highest good. I am taking this bite of food and it is safe. It is safe for me to chew this food. This food has love within it. When you say grace or pray over your food, or Reiki your food, or put the intention of love into your food while you cook it, before you eat it, you are transmuting fears back to love within that. If there was, you were eating a hamburger and it had the vibrational frequency of anger within the cow because the cow was abused, we would say that you could transmute fear back to love within this meat by simply the intention. You do not have to be a healer or an energy worker to do this. It is, many people say grace before they eat. This is transmuting fears back to love within their food, and then when they eat the food, they're eating love. We would say to do this over your water, or do this over your food, and do this over your food, to bring love into every bite. When you are having love into every bite, it'll the ego will let go of the programs running that is saying that there is poison in this. This is also another thing that is causing weight problems in the collective, as they are running these programs, and the inner child believes that it needs to hang on to weight in order to feel safe or protected, as it is the physical body's consciousness says, I do not know how to protect myself. If I put on weight, then nobody can hurt me. We would say there is a mixture of beliefs within this. For those of you who are struggling with weight issues, observe your thoughts while you are chewing. Observe your thoughts with every bite. Are you criticizing yourself for what you are eating? If you are eating a chip, Tara has a potato chip addiction, and as she eats her chips, if she is criticizing herself, then it would become more harmful. And we would say that if she is saying, I am doing the best I can, and yes, maybe I am eating my chips right now, but it is the best that I'm doing, or else I wouldn't be doing it. It is always the best you were always doing the best you can, or you wouldn't be doing it at the time. We would say it would be more beneficial as you eat and chew your food, whether it is something that you observe as healthy or not, to stop criticizing oneself. This is causing many weight issues and many problems in the physical body. As you eat your food and you are chewing, compliment yourself. yourself and tell yourself that you are doing the best you can. Tell yourself that the food won't harm you. This is many is the belief this food might harm me. We are showing Tara the throat chakra is clearing up. She is feeling better in the neck area. She is saying, my neck feels more open. We are showing Tara, many have released and transmuted fears back to love through this video. This is excellent. We are excited for your journey. We would say that the thyroid issues and not having a voice is many past lifetimes. It is not only one. You have all played both roles. We are showing Tara that in many lifetimes you were male, and in many lifetimes you were female. It is the female lifetimes that struggle with having a voice over the past 2,000 years, but it is also many male lives as well. This would be that we are showing Tara there are many who had fathers abuse their children and mothers abuse their children, and if you were born male or female, many times you did not have a voice because of the authority figure in the household would keep you silent. There are many children who are afraid. There are many of you as children that were afraid to speak your truth, and you were afraid to speak up for being ridiculed and put down by your parents. We would say to go in and work with your inner child and tell them that it is safe to speak now, and that you are sorry that you did not have a voice for them. We would not use terminology sorry. We would say to apologize to your inner child for not having a voice for them as a child, but show them that you were a child yourself and you did not have the power to speak up for them. Now that you are an adult, you have the power to speak up for them. Give them a new voice. Apologize that you allowed your parents or your teachers to silence you. Tell them that it is now time that they had a voice, and it is safe to have a voice. Many of you are criticizing yourselves for not having a voice as a child. I should have spoke up. I should have said something. I was powerless. And we would say, correct that. Give it a new story. This is what we are saying. Go in and work with the inner child and bring the inner child up to 2021. They do not have to keep reliving the past. There is no need to keep reliving the past. It has already been done. It is does not exist anymore. Come up to this timeline in 2021 in this now moment. Do not go back to the past or the future when you are going to speak your words. We would say be in the now moment to speak your truth. This would be that many of you are connecting to past incidences that when you went to speak your truth as maybe a young child, you got put down, and now when you go to speak as an adult, you are connecting with that memory and running the same program. We would say before you speak to anybody, ground yourself, pull your consciousness fully into your body, integrate your consciousness fully into your body. Say it is safe to be in a human body, and expand that energy out like a balloon. You walk in with your essence of consciousness, and you will never be afraid to speak again. If you are tapping into a memory from childhood when somebody criticized you or put you down from speaking, then you will create that again in your reality. What if I walked in with my full essence and walked in knowing that it was already loved? If you are consciousness and you are aware that you are consciousness, how could you not be already loved? You do not need anybody outside of you to love you. When you walk into a room, know that you are already loved, know your greatness, and you will not have a problem speaking. We would say you can ask your spirit guides to assist you to find the correct words. They will not come into your body. It is not a possession. It is a blending of energies. If you are having difficulty speaking, then ask your guides to assist you with this. We would say that Tara had this incident. She was afraid to speak in front of a group, and she asked Master Jesus to speak through her, and she found words she had never found before, and she felt that it was quite a profound speech. And this was because she let go and got out of her head and allowed the universe to work through her. It is time that you all had a voice, and it is time that you all spoke your truth, and not to be afraid of it anymore. Get grounded, expand your consciousness, and walk in knowing your greatness. You are nothing less than perfection, and you are all magnificent beings of light and love. Blessings and love for your journey.